Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, the PNM is preparing for a legal showdown over a preliminary unexplained wealth order tied to the funding of its Balisier house headquarters, the mighty Boffin Ghanaian coalpot bicycle. No harm, no macaroni pie. Hold strain, tighten your belt. Wean off the government. Balisier Holy Temple, boy. Party leader Penelope Beckles confirmed that the PNM will leave the matter in the hands of the court, while General Secretary Foster Cummings, Saint Cummings, he's the saint of the PNM, promised the party would fight the case with everything it has. Speaking during Emancipation Day celebrations, Beckles refused to dive into the specifics of the case because the proceedings are sealed, noting that a virtual hearing is set for Tuesday. Addressing concerns about leaked details surrounding the matter, Beckles stressed that as an attorney, the priority is following the law rather than risking further breaches by speaking out. But who leaked it? Who leaked it? This response from party officials follows a detailed 23-page ruling by High Court Judge Margaret Mohammed, who explained the decision to issue the order against the PNM, its trustees, and Saint Cummings. I'm adding Saint Cummings there. The report says Cummings. But the way he always posts and stuff like that, he always sounds as though he's a saint. Woo! Yes. Most righteous man in the PNM. Justice Mohammed stated that there was enough evidence to suspect the party's assets were greater than what could be accounted for through legal means. Yes, we all are concerned. The ground report was raising this issue for many years now, and this is why I'm saying that we cannot say that it's the TTPS just decided out of nowhere to conduct this investigation. It has to be that they were influenced in some way or the other by the government. I don't have a problem with it, but it's just that the government denies doing so. How come the TTPS didn't do it all the years? She also pointed to evidence submitted by police legal head ASP Ramdath Philip, which suggested that funds used for the Balisier house renovation project may have come from offenses related to bribery or corruption. Despite the serious allegations, party leadership insists the case will not jeopardize the PNM's future. No, because the PNM base doesn't care. They don't care. They don't care about corruption. They pretend to care, just like how the UNC fanatics pretend to care. Both are telling you are just fanatics. General Secretary Foster Cummings maintained that while the opposition intends to aggressively contest the order, it will avoid discussing details publicly while the matter is active in court. Meanwhile, the PNM continues to deny all allegations of wrongdoing and has raised sharp questions about how confidential court documents managed to leak into the public domain before the party was officially served. Now that definitely is a genuine concern. Was this actions of the government again? What is really going on? I'm telling you, this Kamala administration, boy. Kamala, you're destroying the UNC. And now we're going to have to suffer under the PNM for a very long time in the future. My response, very sarcastic, of course. I was just making, it was a joke, a huge joke. We all know that PNM PHS are experts at raising funds via raffle tickets. Yeah, people, raffle tickets, it was a car. Ooh, millions of dollars allocated in funds via raffle tickets with a car. I don't know, but maybe it was numerous cars. It had to be. Woo, and cake sales. My Lord. So I said, we all know that PNM PHS are experts at raising funds via raffle tickets. So Penny, Saint Cummings, and the rest of the Balisier crew have nothing to be worried about. By the power of the mighty Boffin Ghanaian coalpot bicycle PNM spirits, all their spirits, yeah, you shall prevail. I don't know. If it ends up that real evidence, valid evidence is presented, and there is, in fact, corruption which was taking place, then hold the people and them accountable. If not, and they can really prove that they really are experts at raising funds, then wow, you all should be trying to help out the poor people in your communities then if you're so good at it.
Weather report for Monday, August 3, 2026. Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago will experience variably cloudy conditions on Monday with a high temperature of 31 degrees Celsius and a low of 25 degrees Celsius. An approaching tropical trough will increase atmospheric instability across the islands. There is a 50% to 70% chance of heavy morning showers or localized thunderstorms, along with a heat index reaching up to 34 degrees Celsius. Wind speeds will blow from the east to northeast at 5 to 35 kilometers per hour. Conditions may become breezy with stronger sudden gusts near heavy downpours. Sea states will remain slight to moderate with open-to-water waves ranging from 1.0 to 1.5 meters. Sheltered coastal areas will remain calm with waves dropping below 1.0 meter. Moderate concentrations of Saharan dust are forecast to be present in the atmosphere. Individuals with respiratory sensitivities or allergies should take proper precautions when outdoors. Heavy downpours may trigger localized street or flash flooding as well as temporarily agitated seas.
International news now. Secretary of State Marco Rubio stated that maintaining a working relationship with China requires a delicate balancing act, emphasizing that Washington must aggressively protect American interests while maintaining direct communication with Beijing. Yeah, you can't play around China. Can't play around them at all. In a recent interview, Rubio warned that any economic or military conflict between the world's two largest superpowers would be catastrophic for both countries and global stability. We all know that. It's just like with Russia too. You can't go after Russia. It doesn't mean you have to be friends with them either, Trump. Neither Russia nor China. While acknowledging that Beijing aims to expand its power, often at U.S. expense, he argued that it would be irresponsible to cut off diplomatic ties, noting that managing these inevitable friction points remains the primary task of modern American foreign policy. Rubio pointed to the working relationship between President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping. Matter of fact, Trump came back even more obsessed with making a deal in the Middle East after meeting with the communist leader of China. Anyhow, so Rubio pointed to the working relationship between President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping as a crucial foundation of mutual respect that helps prevent geopolitical tensions from escalating out of control. Yeah, if it has a war between China and America, that would be a world war, eh? He noted that while significant disagreements persist on strategic, economic, and regional issues, identifying areas for potential cooperation remains essential ahead of planned high-level diplomatic meetings, including President Xi's anticipated visit to Washington. State Department officials maintain that maintaining steady lines of dialogue is not a compromise of national strength, but a necessary measure to ensure stability and avoid unintended escalation. Yes, you know, like how Trinidad needs America. Well, America, to a great extent, needs China, and vice versa. The Palestinian Islamic Jihad has agreed to the Board of Peace's Gaza disarmament plan. Ooh, and we supposed to believe them, eh? Arab sources told Saudi Arabia outlet Al Arabia after Hamas formally accepted the proposal last week. Like, we supposed to believe Hamas too. The plan requires Gaza's terror groups to lay down their weapons while Israel would gradually withdraw, and a technocratic Palestinian government would assume control over security and administration. Israel has stressed that it will not withdraw until Hamas is genuinely disarmed. And what the world fails to understand is that probably 90% of Palestinians in Gaza especially support Hamas. And therefore, any government that is set up in Gaza will still be controlled by Hamas. Not officially, but the radicals. They train their children in Gaza, and most likely even in Judea and Samaria, which they call the West Bank areas. They train their children in schools to despise Israelis. They train them and they motivate them to grow up to become martyrs, to destroy as many Israelis' lives as possible. I really expect them, that population, to have a legitimate government that will make peace with Israel? Never. That ain't going to happen. The parties are now in a 14-day period to finalize a timeline for implementing each stage of the plan. This is yet another fantasy that Trump has that will never actually come to pass.
Psalm 27, 1-3. A declaration of fearless faith. The Lord is my light and my salvation, so why should I be afraid? The Lord is the fortress of my life, so why should I tremble? When evil people come to devour me, when my enemies and foes attack me, they will stumble and fall. Though a mighty army surrounds me, my heart will not be afraid. Even if war breaks out against me, I will remain confident.
Folks, that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who contributes to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.